This is our first fight of the night, a battle at heavyweight between Mike Meade and Chester Post. Meade made his pro debut for BTC this summer. Since then, he has doubled down on his training and looks to get his first pro win inside the BTC fight cage. In his way is the towering Chester Post. Fighting many of the country's best, Post has never shied away from a challenge and looks to bring the heat to Meade tonight. It's a heavyweight battle to kick off the night. This is Mike Meade versus Chester Post.
And here we go, BTC fight fans. This matchup is scheduled for 3 rounds in the heavyweight division, being brought to you tonight by Benji's Coffee Company, MPC Fitness, and Every Child Matters. Your referee for this matchup is Graham Betts. And now your fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed in red and white. Standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, he weighed in at 232.8 pounds. He is a freestyle mixed martial artist representing Punishment Pound and St. Thomas, Ontario. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Chester El Fuego Post. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks trimmed in white. Standing 6 feet 5 inches tall, he weighed in at 258.8 pounds. He is a jiu-jitsu practitioner representing Learn to Master Academy in Cambridge, Ontario. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mike Meade. Referee Graham Betts with final fight instructions.
Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Fight hard, fight fair, touch gloves, return to your corners.
Ladies and gentlemen, this BTC heavyweight matchup will be decided in 3 rounds or less.
Well, here we go. Our first fight of the night. And what a way to end a big year for BTC than with the big guys going inside the cage. And apologize for the technical difficulties, but touch of gloves and we are set here for our first fight at BTC 18. Mike Meade and Chester Post.
Chester Post, a guy that's been around for a long time.
Debuted in 2004. There's a big swang and bang from Mike Meade. We saw Mike Meade make his debut, and there's another big hand shot from Meade.
Chester's keeping his chin in the air when he's backing up, and that's dangerous, especially at heavyweight. He's fought as low as welterweight, but with these big boys here, all it takes is one. Right now, Meade with the southpaw stance. He's landing a home for that jab. Oh, there's a
good kick to the body from Post, but now they clinch here with Meade up against the fence, and this is kind of what happened in Meade's pro debut against Sterling McKetty back in June. But nice transition, nice job to switch the hips and work in half guard for Meade.
Nice takedown from Meade off the body lock there. Drag Chester to the ground. Now he's in full guard. We'll see what Chester can do off his back.
Well, Chester, as we said, these are big hammer fists or big ground and pound coming on from Meade. Chester's fought some of the best in Canada. You know, David the Crow Loiseau, Jared Ravel for a middleweight championship out west.
Oh, this is just another day for Chester. He's had I don't know how many fights now. He's just a guy that will take on any up-and-comer, any seasoned vet. That does not matter. He's game to fight whoever, and you know, welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweight.
I think Chester's had as many fights as many people here has watched fights. Like he's that experienced in the realm of mixed martial arts. Like you said, debuted in 2004.
2004, wow.
Punish him here. He's not doing anything.
But Meade in the dominant position here, just landing some good ground. Post trying to posture up, maybe look for a submission, but big ground and pound again from Meade.
Yep. Chester's really being defensive here. He's not with the closed guard like that. All you can do is really be defensive and just try to eliminate some damage, but you're not causing any scrambles. You're not having any submission threats. Well, he's opening up now. We'll see if he starts to look to go for some sweeps or submissions. He's working back to his feet.
Yeah, and Meade now working in side control, potential chance for him to take the back.
He's got the one arm trapped of Chester there, almost like a half crucifix position. We'll see if he lets it go and takes the back. Chester's trying to get this high crotch here and trying to work his way up.
Those are big hammer fists from Mike Meade. And you think Meade would try to keep going with those because those were landing.
Let's land a couple, Mike. Let's land.
And he came from his corner. Let's land a couple because he just can't stay in the stationary position like this.
No, right now. And now it's on Chester to do something here. You know, he's underneath. He's got to create some movement, create some offense.
Don't let him get it on that leg.
Post trying to drive Meade up against the fence to get up, but Meade unloading some good punches under the armpit.
Work their way back to the feet. Now it's going to be that front headlock position by Meade. Let's see if there's the knee.
Big knee from Meade, and that really hurt Post.
Ooh,
What
nice
an uppercut.
Ooh.
Oh, the left hook. Meade has got Post in trouble. But Chester Post, credit on him, still surviving, trying to shoot him for a single leg.
Got a single leg. Bad posture here, though. He's got his head below his hips. He's just, I mean, he was definitely rocked by that big left hand. He's trying to get a hold of Meade here and slow things down.
Post trying to continue with that single leg, but he's just eating a bunch of shots once again under the armpit.
Yeah, Meade's just keeping that right whizzer there. Oh, let it go now. He's just trying to push the head down of Chester. Switching off to a high crotch here.
Oh, now in Post
He's gonna get the back taken.
Yeah, Meade may have a rear naked choke.
In that transition, he gave up his back. This looks like it's starting to sink under the chin. Chester's going to start to look to push up.
He's smiling.
Smiling at it, but these big guys squeezing your neck right now.
Yeah, looks like Post may be starting to go out. Meade
needs to adjust his grip here. He needs to get behind the head there. He's starting to do it now and use his head to push in and bring the elbows together. Chester, again, a guy that's been here a million times, calm in every situation. And look, he waited it out.
Yeah, good patience there from Post. And once again, Meade will just go to what's worked, those hammer fists and ground and pound.
This might be a worse position now, eating those big shots. Again, now he's maybe looking to switch to a guillotine here, Meade, or he might to climb up the back again. He has both hooks still.
Trying to pass the arm so he can land those hammer fists. Post is blocking as we hit the 10-second clapper now.
This is not a good spot.
Taking the back. This could be closing time here
Chester
for Meade.
has to move. I mean, survives the...
Post will see the second round, but Mike Meade able to showcase his striking and as well, for a heavyweight, a very solid ground game.
Yeah. You know, Chester got hit with some big shots there in that exchange on the fence, and you know, he was doing everything he can to get this fight to the mat and try to slow things down, but Meade did a good job of defending that single leg.
Well, as you know, your unofficial scorecard, Josh, I think we're in 10-8 territory.
You know, yeah, the way they score fights nowadays, is you never really know that damage is scored so much more, which is good. I like that. But yeah, I mean, no matter what, it's a Mike Meade round, that's for sure.
Yeah, Mike Meade able to get things going on the feet, get the fight to the ground. Nearly had that rear naked choke as well, and then landed some good ground and pound. Very impressed with his ability to punch under the armpit and land some good strikes that way.
Now this fight was added pretty last
About a week
minute
before the show,
so
yeah.
we'll see what type of condition these guys are in. You know, going past the first round here, that initial burst of energy. We'll see who's been training and who's staying ready.
Yeah, Meade came in at 259 pounds, 20 pounds heavier than Chester Post at 239. So Meade does carry a lot of weight, and in his pro debut, that kind of maybe led to him tiring a little bit as well.
We'll see if he worked on that in between. There's that Chester ducking under that straight left, going for that body lock. Now it's a battle here for hip position.
And good work from Meade working in side control.
Good awareness there. He used Chester Post takedown against him, his momentum. Now he ends up in side control on top. Now he's going to look to transition to full mount.
Yeah, Mike Meade full mount. That's a bad spot. And there it is, landing more ground and pound on Chester Post. Looks like he's trying an arm triangle. Or has a chance to, but...
He's going to look to scarf him here. Oh, no, I think you're right. He's going back to that arm triangle.
Well, his gym, Learn to Master, is a very solid jiu-jitsu based gym in Kitchener, Ontario.
I seen his corner saying, throw something there as a big one there.
Oh, that was a heavy elbow.
Heavy elbow.
That really rocked the jawline of Chester Post.
They're saying throw some punches. It's not just a jiu-jitsu match here. Make him make a mistake with some heavy shots.
And that's as well for Post because, we've seen just the other night with Danny Sabatello and Rafion Stotts,
right.
If you throw strikes from the bottom and your opponent's just grappling or wrestling, just laying prey doesn't work anymore. But there you see Meade, he'll throw some ground and pound.
There's that scarf position. He's got his Chester's right arm trapped behind his head now. So now he only has one hand to defend, and Meade has one hand of his own to pound away in his right hand.
Let's go. Just straight down.
Big ground and pound from Meade one more time, but Post looking for a guillotine.
He's got the half guard here. Not impossible to finish the guillotine here, but very unlikely. And again, now Meade's looking to step. He really is hunting for this head and arm choke. I think it's what he sees this, he feels this. And if he steps over here, if he gets that leg cleared like he's working on right now,
and there he does.
Into the right position. Now he's going to get Chester flattened out. If he gets him flattened out and gets his hips down and apply pressure, he can finish this head and arm triangle choke.
Well, there you see Meade trying to put the pressure on here to force the submission on Chester Post.
He gets to drive forward, drop his weight down into Chester, and start walking clockwise around Chester to increase the pressure and the leverage on the choke.
And Post trying to grab his own wrist here to keep himself conscious, obviously, as a defensive mechanism.
He's doing the right things. He's getting to a hip, to a side, so he's not flattened out. But Meade's following him here, just riding the hip, and these are some big shots.
Yeah, big punches from Meade. That ground and pound has been huge, and now trying to work back in the half guard.
This has been a 100% all Mike Meade round, just riding Chester on every position and just pounding away at him.
But the thing is, this is exhausting to the untrained eye. Like, just the amount of energy that Meade, especially with what he weighed in at, that's taking a lot of energy out of him. You can see Meade also as well waiting for the perfect shot to strike.
100%, but it's also for Chester carrying this weight.
Yeah.
This big man on top of you, pounding away, and every time you move, he kind of advances his position. He's one step ahead of you. That's demoralizing, and it's also fatiguing big time.
But give Chester Post credit. He's
Nice
showing
step
that
over.
veteran style, but here's a full mount position.
He's giving him that arm there, too. When you reach up like that, you're kind of giving that arm away for an arm bar if you want to take it, but Meade's not biting on it. He wants to just pound away here.
He's got to be careful with some of those behind the back of the head, but he's eyeing them very smartly. There's a shot to the chin, and
he's gonna give up his back here and get flattened out, and this could be close to getting stopped.
Yeah, this could be the beginning of the end here for Chester Post, and it is Mike Meade. He was in need of that first pro win, and he gets it in dominating fashion with a second-round TKO of Chester Post.
Mike Meade stuck the course there, continued the grappling, stayed on top position, and just rode Chester Post and finished him off with that barrage of ground and pound that he's been landing that whole round there.
Yeah, very happy for Meade. One of the first heavyweights to sign with BTC, had many fights canceled, of course, a pandemic to get through. Loses his pro debut, but, shows why he's one of these very skilled amateurs coming to the pro ranks. Was a light heavyweight and amateur champion, and finally gets that first career pro MMA win in dominating fashion as well, Josh.
And he's a guy in all his 4 of his amateur wins. He went 4-0 in AM. He finished all of his fights, and now his getting his first professional win. He finished that one as well, so he's continuing that streak.
He absolutely is. He gets things going and is becoming the face of this heavyweight division here in BTC Fight Promotions, and we look forward to seeing more what Mike Meade can do. You see Chester Post there. Credit to Chester Post and Mike for having this fight happen, and let's just throw it up here as this one's about to be made
BTC
official.
Fight
But
fans,
Mr.
please
Throwdown,
put a big
Pete
round of
Trevino.
applause together for both of the fighters in this cage. Your referee, Graham Betts, has seen enough. He steps in at 3 minutes, 49 seconds of the second round for your winner by TKO, Mike Meade.
Well, Mike Meade gets that second round TKO victory, and he will now talk to Canada's top bantamweight, the gentleman, Josh Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with winner Mike Meade. Mike, a little tired right now, I bet. This fight was put together pretty last minute. How much were you training? How much were you preparing? Were you just ready to go?
Well, I was pretty much training the whole time, but it didn't get serious until like we got the call, right? So, yeah.
This is your first professional win. You went 4-0 as an amateur, all finishes. You carried that streak over into professional MMA. How good does it feel to get your first professional win?
Feels pretty damn good. I can't complain. I love it.
What's next for you? How quickly do you want to get back in here? Heavyweights, you know, the higher up in weight class you go in this country, the less guys there are, the less opportunity. So how quickly do you want to get back in here? Anybody in particular you want to fight?
First quarter of next year. And I want to run it back with Sterling there. So hopefully we can make it happen.
That's a great fight. I'd love to see it. Anybody you want to thank? Shout outs, sponsors, coaches?
Oh, I want to thank Gabe, head coach, Andrea, Mark, and everybody at Learn to Master. They really came through. They pushed me, right? We have lots of fun there.
Well, I look forward to seeing your next fight. Congratulations. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Meade.
Mike Meade, soft-spoken, hard-hitting as Mike Meade gets his first win as a professional mixed martial artist. And the sky's the limit for Mike Meade, especially in this heavyweight division. Gets that win. He does call for wanting that rematch against Sterling McKetty. I wouldn't be opposed to that, Josh. I know he wants to get back in there in the first quarter, but I know he trains at Learn to Master in Kitchener. BTC's planning to go back to Kitchener in August. Maybe he can make that fight happen then, but nonetheless, Mike Meade right now the face of the heavyweight division here at BTC and looked fantastic tonight.
Yeah, especially for about a week notice putting this fight together. So what can you expect from both guys? That's what I was asked him if he's been training, if he's been preparing, staying ready, and he said, yeah, and like I said, heavyweights opportunities, they don't come often, so you got to take what you get.
Well, a well-deserved round of applause for Mike Meade by the fans in attendance. But that's one fight down. We got 5 more to go. So let's get it to the man that starts fights, Mr. Throwdown, Pete Trevino.